To the protests outside versus indoor rallies, what is your take?
At protests, many people are aware of the risks and are doing everything they can to reduce that risk.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
They go here tonight. We're going all night long.
Versus at many of these rallies, we're seeing people going in defiance. And it's their behavior during those events. And I also worry about what they do after the events. They may not be self-quarantining and then getting tested as they should be. There have not been surges of infections that have been tied. There was a study looking at over 300 cities where protests occurred, and they did not find surges of infections tied to these protests.
Thanks for breaking through the fog of confusion and disinformation to lead us back to the facts.
If people can protest in the streets by the tens of thousands, if people can riot, if people can gamble in casinos, then certainly they can gather peacefully under the First Amendment to hear from the President of the United States.
Millions of Americans are relying on Fox News to get their coronavirus information, or misinformation, I should say. And that includes the president. The biggest names on that network have helped politicize this pandemic, making misleading or false claims about everything from masks to social distancing to treatments for the virus.
We want, as much as anything, for social justice to take the center stage, because poverty, racism, they have actually bigger killers than coronavirus by the statistics. So this is the right thing to do. Masks all the time. Social distancing as you can do it. I will say, we should all be expected that cases are going to rise.
Well, so much for social distancing. This weekend, we saw massive crowds gather nationwide protesting the death of George Floyd. And despite weeks of warning people about the dangers of not keeping 6 feet apart, public health officials are now saying social justice matters more than social distancing and are actually encouraging people to join protests.
So the people there are just not worried about it, Cal? Are they not worried about their own personal safety?
I think people felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see, here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's,
the cameraman.
There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie?
Captain Cruz not wearing.
Striking images. Cal Perry. Cal, thank you very much. And Kathy Park, you
That it was time to open up. You can see, here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's,
Including the cameraman.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Katie.
Exactly. After Cruz not wearing. Good. So thank you.
You can't go to work, Brian. You can't go to church, and you sure as heck can't go to school. But we can gather and protest and not be socially distanced. I mean, the hypocrisy that comes out of all of these people's mouths is truly disgusting.